thing that I've taught my daughters about, everything has time. There's time for everything. Like I explain to them how everything that takes place in this world, it has its own timing, you know. So one of the youngest daughter said to me, I like that. I like that, mommy. Um because I feel like she's the kind of person who likes to move from a expression of being true to herself, like doing things because that's what she feels. I struggled in the beginning how to work with that character and without feeling the pressure of coming from the egoistic place that tells that I have to have control, I have to teach her, she must know that the world isn't like that, blah blah blah. But then the more I did the work from within, the more I realized that from our true authentic self, we are free to be as we are. And then there's time for each thing to happen. There isn't a necessity that I have to teach her anything. She will learn what she will need to learn based on her own, she will attract what she needs to learn. And for me, my position is to uphold her, to be with her as she's going through this journey, and to be with her. So I was sharing I said, listen, I believe there's time for everything. Like, there was a time I used to dream about you girls, and there was a time I used to dream about my marriage life, and there was a time I used to dream to have your father in my life, and it took almost 20 years for me to 20 years to almost 20 years to get to that dream. So I feel like there is time for everything. Things happen when the laws aligns to create that manifestation in a human conscious or individual's life experience. So for me, as much as I do go into that world of coming from an ego and wanting things to go in a certain way because I am limited to see things as a whole, I also get the opportunity or have the ability to ascend, arise above that state, to go to the state where I am able to connect with the whole reality of life. And then this is where now I get to see and understand that everything that happens, that takes place in your life, takes place for a purpose. The feelings you experience, the emotions you experience, the states of seeing you experience, everything is moving with time for a purpose. So it's up to you. You can choose to see it in any way. But the thing that we are being, told, especially we learn from this state, is that when you come from this state of clarity and seeing things, the reality of life, you come to understand that there isn't a stress there. There isn't pressure. There isn't need to have control or want to drive things in a certain way. There's just this feeling of being at home in the midst of everything, because you understand that everything is serving and deserving to be as it is, and everything comes in due time when the laws are aligned to manifest whatever. And right now I feel like I'm in that position of embodying that energy of knowing that there's time for everything. Like I've been saying even in some videos that I'm here for a purpose. I'm here to fulfill a purpose. I didn't just leave up and go and leave my marriage just because. No, there was a reason for me to leave. There's a purpose for me to come back home and be here. So my presence being here is serving a higher purpose, because the laws aligns for this manifestation of me being here to be. Do you understand? And I take that method or philosophy to every aspect of my beingness. When my finance as well, like there's time of having, there's time of not having, and all is serving. So in the past, that the thing of, especially when you, because I never had that growing up. I knew what it's like not having and be okay. But, living almost like 10 years in a secured place where you have finance all the time can actually slightly move you away from, that understanding that, things come with time. You don't really have to have things all the time, like living out of fear of the worst. But knowing and understanding that there's time for everything, you don't really have to push or this is where I am seeing things. So now that I've come out and then I felt that, how the after, of having 10 years and staying and having all the finances, the needs I want, everything, and now having to be in a position where I do not have those means to have, anything, anytime, whenever, like having finance all the time. And then it triggered that insecure part of out of me that wanted to survive and wanted to, it triggered, and I felt it right from the beginning. Now I need. Like being back home, it's just reminding me of my old authentic self that, stemmed from a place of being okay to be where I am, and with the situation that I'm currently, facing at the time, what life has given to me, dealing with it, and connecting to that secured part of me that is open to experience life as it is, and not acting out of pressure to fulfill or to close a gap or the void that is felt. Instead, I allow myself to be with the void. What is it like not to have something? What is it not like not to be not able to do certain things in certain way that I used to? So I'm learning, to reconnect with that sense of being secured with the sense of nothingness that I once lived in before I got married, before I had things, because there was a time, a huge gap, about 20 years or more since I was born, like where I used to be able to live with or without any anxiety, without any stress, and then going in that place of having things can actually put you in that loop of you feeling insecure because you have things, and because you do not experience what not like for a long time, and then naturally you come outside and then you actually become aware, oh, I used to have that. Then now you must create a coping mechanism of how to deal with that, not having anymore that phase. Do you understand? For me, it's been about 2 years now dealing with that sense of not having that kind of lifestyle and coping with it, which my coping has taken me back to the old ways before marriage, old memories. It reconnects deep now on that DNA of nothingness, of being okay with the void, of not having, of having, where my sense of security is not found in things and people and relationship and, sense of validation, but my sense of security comes from understanding and knowing the ways of life and what is as it is, and being here present and connected to life as it is, and being open to meet life where it is. So I find myself back in that now position, and I'm just like aware actually how all this is playing out and why it's actually felt, because I went on a season where I was like, wanting by all means to survive the financial crisis, and wanting to get some job, do this quickly, cover this with this, have some quick success so that I can feel secured because I have something going on. But part of me has invited me to let go of that and simply witness everything and feel it. Because they say something in that moment of feeling and being with nothing and being with not knowing and being not having something there pure will be actually birth We don't know what it is, but we have to experience that death. We have to experience that death. So that's where I'm heading now. Embodying that, I feel like I'm given everything that I need it for this season, for the period of embodying this state of nothingness and just being with and breathing through and witnessing what is it like to be in this position where you have nothing tangible, yet you're okay.